today in our next lesson in our probability unit, we are going to be learning about compound events. In your table of contents, write the title of the lesson, Compound Events. Then on the next clean sheet of notebook paper, write your title, Compound Events, and our EQ for today, what makes an event a compound event, and what are the different types of compound events. Hit pause to set up your notes in your table of contents, and when you're ready to move on, hit play. All right, first, we have already defined action. You already have action's definition in your notes, but let's just review that in probability situations, an action is a process with an uncertain result. In the previous topic, which is what we've done so far in this unit, you worked with actions that involved only one step or choice. I want you to write down this very last sentence. Multi-step actions involve more than one step or choice. So underline just that last sentence because this is our new piece of information. In this unit, we're going to be dealing with doing an action more than one time. So we might be spinning a spinner more than once. We might be rolling a number cube more than once. Trying to underline. My pen's not running to write. Let's try this one more time. Okay. Multi-step actions involve more than one step or choice. And I want you to write that down. Okay. Now let's see what an example of that would be. Spinning the spinner twice. This is a two-step action because we're doing that action 2 times. Okay. Here, if I'm going to choose 4 people from this group, action 1, I choose a person. Action 2, I choose another person. Action 3, I choose another person. Action 4, I choose another person. That is a 4-step action. Rolling 3 number cubes. 1, 2, 3. It is a 3-step action. Choose 1 shirt and 1 pair of pants. Each choice is a step in the action. So the shirt and then the pair of pants, this is a 2-step action. Okay? So these are examples of multi-step actions. Whereas so far we've just been talking about rolling a number cube once, spinning a spinner once, flipping a coin once. All right, so let's look at how many steps does each action involve. Choose 1 fruit and 1 drink. How many decisions are we making? 2. So that's a 2-step action. My board would write. That would be super. There we go. Assign first, second, and third place for events. That is a 3-step action. Choose a 6-character password. That is a 6-step action. Okay, so thinking about how many choices you're having to make, that'll tell you how many steps are in your action. All right, look at this example. How many steps or choices does this action involve? Choose a sandwich filling and a type of bread. So how many different steps or choices are involved in this action? There are 2, the filling and the bread. Okay, pretty simple. All right, copy this into your notes. What is a compound event? Copy this down into your notes, all of this up here. A compound event is an event associated with a multi-step action. That's what we were just talking about. A compound event is composed of events that are the outcomes of the steps of the action. So, for example, if we were doing the action that we are spinning the spinner twice, the compound event would be spin red, then spin green. So we're getting these outcomes associated with each part of the action. So red and then green, that's a 2-step action. The compound event would be the outcomes. And so with these compound events, we're going to use parentheses to show the 2 outcomes are one compound event. We're putting them together so we know that's part of one compound event. All right, some more examples. We talked about these actions earlier, but let's look at what the compound events would look like. So if we roll 3 number cubes, do you see how in parentheses they've written the outcomes of that action? We rolled a 2 on the blue, a 6 on the red, and then a 2 on the green. So here we write that in parentheses. Choose 4 people from a group. We get boy, girl, girl, boy, and we list that in parentheses. And then we choose the yellow shirt and the light blue jeans in parentheses. We put those together so we know that they're related to that one compound event action. Okay, so let's look here. Check each group of jewelry on the right that shows a possible compound event for this action. So we want to make sure that we have both options available to us in the compound event that we're choosing. So we're choosing a necklace, a bracelet, and a ring. Which of these options, just look at them, which of these options would be possible compound events? Well, I need one bracelet, one ring, and one necklace, correct? Yes. So is the first option good? No, because it's just a necklace. That's not good. What about the next one over? Is this one good? Yes, I see a necklace, I see a bracelet, and I see a ring. So this is a possible compound event. Bottom left, is this a possible compound event? No, because I have a necklace and two bracelets. That's not right. And then the last one, yes, is the right combination. Okay, which choices show a compound event for this action? We're spinning the spinner 4 times. So how many outcomes should I have listed in my compound event? I should see 4 things. So will option 1 be a choice then? No, that would be if we spun the spinner 3 times. So no, not for option 1. The board's not writing again. We're having a special day. So then that means option 2, could I spin blue 4 times? Unlikely, but I could do that. And then the last one, red, blue, green, blue, that could work as well. If I spun the spinner 4 times, that would be a possible compound event that I could get. Okay, first definition you need to copy down, independent events. Copy this definition up here. 2 events are independent events if the occurrence of one event does not affect the probability of the other event. And I'm going to underline that to say does not. This is what you need to remember. Independent events, one thing happens and then a second thing happens. Whatever happened the first time does not affect the probability of the second event happening. An example of this, we have these tiles over here. We're going to choose a tile at random, but we're going to replace it. That means that when I pick it, I'm going to pick a B. Okay? The first time I pick it, how many B's are possible for me to draw? There are 2 B's there. Out of how many total letters? There are 11. So my probability of picking a B was 2 out of 11 the first time. Okay? Then I put that B back. That's what this replace it means. I put the B back in. So how many tiles do I have to choose from the second time? There's still 11 in there, okay? And what's the probability of picking a B? There's 2 of them in there, so again, it's 2 out of 11. So since I put the tile back in, I still could choose out of 11 tiles. Nothing has changed. This is called an independent event. This is different from what we're going to talk about next, a dependent event, when it does change from one to the second probability. Okay, so make sure you have that definition written down. Okay, a compound event is an event associated with a multi-step action. We've already written that definition. Here, look at this action. Toss a coin and then roll a number cube. So when I toss a coin, I get tails. And then when I roll the number cube, I get 3. So here is my compound event. Did whatever I flipped on the coin have anything to do with what I rolled on the number cube? No, it doesn't affect, these don't affect each other. So this would be an independent event, okay? Because the outcome of this one doesn't affect the outcome of this one. I'm flipping 2 separate things. All right, now our second definition here, this is kind of the opposite, dependent events. Copy that definition to your notes. And underline where it says that it does affect, okay? It does affect the probability of the second. So 2 events are dependent events if the occurrence of the first event affects the probability of the second event. What I mean by that is you do your first step of your action. So here, like before, I'm drawing a B. And there was another B there, but it's not showing up now. So I had a probability of 2 out of 11 of picking a B, okay? But what happens after I draw the first B? I set it aside. So how many tiles are left in the bag for me to do my second draw? There's only 10 tiles left in there, of which how many of the letters will I have to choose from that are a B? I would have 2 out of 10 because one of the tiles is gone. Okay, so 2 out of 11, but then 2 out of 10. This is different because we have set the first tile that I drew aside. There's a different total. It's one less. This is called a dependent event. All right. So here, another example of a dependent event. So I have this group of 5 people over here, and I have to choose 2 people for my group. So choice 1, I pick one person. Okay, I pick one person, and I pick a boy the first time. After I pick a boy the first time, how many people are left to choose from? There's one less. So this is a dependent event because there's one less choice after my first choice when I'm making my second choice. The number of possibilities changes from the first outcome to the second outcome. Okay, so let's think about these examples here. Are these events that make up each compound event independent or dependent? So the action is player 1 chooses a game piece, player 2 chooses a game piece, player 1 chooses red, player 2 chooses green. Is this independent or is it dependent? Does what player 1 chooses affect what player 2 chooses? Yes, because what if player 2 had wanted to be red? Does he get to be red? No, because player 1 took red, okay? So this is a dependent event because the number of options that player 2 has to choose from is one less than when player 1 got to choose. Okay, this is a dependent event. All right, look at the second one. Spin the spinner twice, and it stops on green twice. Now I spin the spinner, and then I spin it again. Did my number of possible outcomes change from the first time I spun it to the second time I spun it? No, nothing changed. Okay? This is an independent event because whatever happens after the first whatever happened the first time I spun it, it doesn't matter because there's still all 4 sections on the spinner that I could possibly land on the second time. That's different from the game pieces because once one person picks a game piece, there's only 3